Hi everyone, my name is Renata and I'm going to be talking to you about the Algorithmic Design Sketchbook project. And the specific design I want you to focus on is the design of architectural buildings. And while you do that, I want to ask you, when you picture an architect at work, how do you see him? Holding a pencil over a drawing board maybe? Well, how about the architects that designed the Louvre in Abu Dhabi, the Morpheus Hotel in Macau, or the Gherkin in London? Still imagining pencils? Maybe not. See, architecture, like many other art forms, frequently mirrors the technological advancements of its time. And these are just 3 examples in a multitude of projects that have been reflecting the integration of computation in architecture. Now, many of these large-scale, unconventional building designs would have been impossible to conceive only decades ago. So I want to take you on a little journey back in time to see how we got here, shall we? We are in 1928, and Le Corbusier is drawing Villa Savoye in France, literally drawing at this point in time. We take a step forward and we come on to the 90s, enter the age of computers. And here we already find Frank Gehry designing his Guggenheim Museum for Bilbao using digital models. Another leap forward, and we arrive at the most recent trend in architectural design evolution, here represented by the Louvre in Abu Dhabi. Now, to design the Louvre in Abu Dhabi, Jean Nouvel used a little something we call algorithmic design. And algorithmic design is not that different from traditional design in the sense that the architect has a design idea, but instead of doing the digital model by hand on a computer, and at this point, by hand I mean using a mouse, he instead builds an algorithm, a computer program that generates the building model for him. And there are numerous advantages to this because algorithms are really flexible, which means that the same program can generate not one, but potentially infinite variations of the design concept. We can then analyze these variations to find out which one performs the best. And you are seeing a structural analysis here, but we could do many more. We could do lighting, acoustic, cost, sustainability analysis, you name it. And the idea is that if we consider the gigantism of the things we are now building, analysis matters a lot. And now you're probably wondering, with all these advantages, there has to be a downside to algorithmic design. And you guessed it. Algorithmic design requires programming, which is not exactly appealing for architects. And let me tell you that even for expert programmers, it's quite hard to conceive of 3D buildings with algorithms. So how do we solve this? My answer for you today is by going back to the origin, drawings. Inspired by the traditional sketchbook that architects carry around in their back pockets, we have merged algorithmic design with the representation methods that are most comfortable for architects. And of course, doing that in an interactive environment where they can explore and analyze their designs. So, carrying this concept over to the computer, instead of having an algorithm that generates the model and that's it, boring, we have integrated in the algorithm the explanations, the visual explanations that architects already do during the design process. So renders, schematics, drawings, formulas, and even automatic illustrations that our system can already do to explain the algorithm. Our current implementation of the sketchbook is based on computational notebooks, which not only allow for this integration, but they're also in themselves very interactive programming environments. So they promote experimentation and a whole pedagogical approach to programming. And of course, you don't have to picture this on a desktop. Today we have portable computers with touchscreens and tablets that already allow for a workflow such as this. So I just want to leave you with a wrap-up. The main goal that we have for this project is to bring this most recent step in architectural design evolution closer to more architects. Not just these guys, the giants of the industry who can resort to expert hiring, who have genius developers hidden in their basements. No, we want to make it accessible to anybody. Students, new firms, enthusiasts, people who don't have the powerhouse design capabilities of Frank Gehry and Jean Nouvel. So, for any architects out there who want to make unconventional design solutions in a performative and sustainable way, this is for you. And if you want to know more, get in touch.